It has become extremely common for those in power, especially law enforcement officers, to sometimes lunge for control and exert it over those they presume will not know how to stand up for themselves. But on countless occasions, the same officers have miscalculated either the tenacity or the guile of their intended victims, only to find that their exercise of power boomerangs back on them later. The most interesting is one about policemen who have the urge to test limits, extending the authority of their badges, only to realize too late that they do not get away with that. One such story happened at a car park. The man was just conducting his activities when the officer stopped him and took his hand. No words were given, and the cop tried to arrest him there and then. The man was shocked and asked for the reason, but the vague answer he received from the cop was that he fit the description of someone who was suspiciously glancing at cars. He had come to the judgment without any investigation and no evidence, purely riding on racial profiling to justify his actions.
Sorry, you're about to get a lawsuit. You fit the description. You have no
red t-shirt,
legal right.
Shorts.
You have no legal right to put your hands on me.
Sir.
This is an assault.
Sir.
What's your name and badge number?
Sir, can you please turn around?
What's your name and badge number?
Officer Sidoti, 190.
You're about to get
What's
a
your
lawsuit.
name,
You're
Sir,
about to
what
get a
is your
lawsuit. You have no
Sir.
legal right to ask me my name.
Sir, we got a call
Or to
that
put
you're
your
looking
hands
at
on.
people's vehicles. We got a call that you're looking at the people's vehicles.
You're about to get a lawsuit.
All right, and you won't identify yourself, you wouldn't stop, and you're on
You have
private
no
property.
legal right to identify me.
We got a call that he was looking at the people's vehicles, and you wouldn't stop.
This character saw me up on the hill, exercising, going through the lot. He started his car. He was up there sleeping or reading or something. Followed me down and stopped me over here. I exercise here every day.
Okay. I'm here.
He put his hands on me
I've never
with
seen
no legal reason.
We got a call that
I got it on film.
Okay.
What's your name, officer?
Officer
What-
Buchanan.
Look, he has no reason to ID me. No legal reason. You all about to get a huge lawsuit. I got him on camera assaulting for no legal reason. What is your name again?
I have one Garfield unit up here.
Y'all gonna find out. You saw him assaulting when you walked up. Am I right?
Honestly, don't know.
Absolutely. You did.
Sir, I just need your IDs.
You're about you
got-
escalated this thing
Sir,
into
sir, we
no,
have.
We're not going backwards. You escalated it. You're not going back. This is a lawsuit now.
Okay. All right.
This is a
Sir,
lawsuit.
we got a call that you're.
And I'm suing you personally
We got a call
for putting your hands on me. You didn't see me
We got a call.
look in anybody's vehicle. What
We got
did
a
you
call
see
that
me
you're
doing?
looking at people's vehicles.
Talk to them.
We got a
Tell
call.
me you saw me doing nothing illegal.
We got a call that you're looking.
I'm dressed to exercise. I do this every day.
190.
Ask anybody, any of your staff.
Worse still, the cop believed the parking lot was private property. When the man accused him of attempting to trespass on private property and tried to raise his rights, demanding that the officer identify himself, matters quickly went downhill. The cop, who introduced himself as Officer Sado, badge number 190, doubled down, insisting that the man had no legal grounds to resist. The man, however, was well versed in his rights and continued to stand his ground, repeating that the officer had no justification to put his hands on him or demand identification without probable cause. As more officers arrived, the dynamic became increasingly tense. The man, still indignant over the way he had been treated, told the officers as they came on duty that he had decided to bring a battery charge against Officer Sado for physically assaulting him without provocation. One of the new officers, seeming to appreciate the gravity of the situation, flickered in his eyes some hint of sympathy. He seemed to know it wasn't right. Again, though, in a familiar pattern, the second officer has nothing to say to stop this unnecessary escalation as his colleague continues.
place.
CPD's got a big lawsuit now. You're gonna pay.
We were looking through people's vehicles.
That's
I'm
no
responding to
reason.
the call. I'm
That's
responding
no reason for you to put your hands on me.
You wouldn't
And
you wouldn't stop and
you
talk to
gave
You
me
wouldn't
no
identify
legal
yourself on
reason.
private property.
name a legal reason.
1090, sir.
You should have thought this out before escalating.
You can repeat your traffic. I'm on the line.
Y'all got, get Garfield here. I'm staying here now. This is a police report, and you're liable. This is a police report now. It's all on film. No, bruh, we're not going backwards from here. I'm sorry. Nothing personal against you. He should have never put his hands on me. I have a legal right to defend myself when you do it. Either that badge does not give you the right. It does not give you the right to put your hands on me.
I got a call that you're looking.
You questioned me about it. What did I say?
I have.
What did I say? You don't have.
You're on private property.
You don't have. Name the legal right that I have to identify, and I committed no crime.
What's your reason of being here?
And I committed no crime. I told you several times.
Exercising.
I'm here every day. Every day. I didn't have a problem until today. I've been doing this ever since the weather's been warm enough.
You're on clinic property.
That's your problem, and you got an even bigger problem, buddy, for putting your hands on me. All right, let's see if this stands up in court.
You have no Cleveland Clinic business.
Let's see if this stands up in court. Continue to escalate it. I'm gonna wait till Garfield gets here. And I'm gonna file a police report. You got a lawsuit coming.
I'm making one anyway.
Absolutely. Let's see how it stands up legally. I know my rights.
Okay.
Apparently you don't. You can't just grab people up.
Sir.
You can't grab people up on a say-so. You didn't see me. You observed me for at least 45 seconds to a minute, doing what I was doing when you stopped me and questioned me, and I confirmed what you saw.
Unfazed, he addressed the gathering of officers surrounding him, stating that he passed through the place every day exercising, and had never in his life been rebuked. His voice was calm even as he said this, and his words became stronger as he had done nothing wrong, and no one at all had legal cause to lay a hand on him. Still, disregarding these protests as well as his very clear knowledge of the law, the officers continued to fall upon each other, raising vaguely inflicted reasons and flimsy reasons for their actions. What impressed the observers most, however, was the way the officers unified. Even when the man told them repeatedly that he had no right to be detained or asked them for any identification, they just kept on working on it. The more he claimed his rights, the more they seemed to want to overpower him, not with authority based upon law, but rather pure force of numbers. As they penned him in, one of the officers even pointed out that if the man didn't get off the private property right then, he'd be charged with resisting. Yet the entire confrontation was taking place on public land, and the man knew this fact well. He was prepared to challenge all of their claims, telling them in no uncertain terms that they were overstepping themselves. You cannot just grab people up on a say-so, he argued. You didn't see me do anything illegal.
And I explained to him, irrespective of you getting a call, you have no articulate what crime I've committed that I have to ID. I know my rights. How you doing? You Garfield?
Yeah, I'm Garfield.
My name is Keith Ghost.
Nice to meet you, sir.
You might know my mother's name.
Probably. Yeah.
They talk about Ernie there. She was the first black dispatcher ever. Head dispatcher at Garfield Heights Police Department. I grew up here.
Okay.
I want to file a police report. I got this guy on film assaulting me without probable cause, grabbing me, trying to twist my arm behind my back, putting his hands on me. Whatever this officer's name is, I'm filing a police report. I was doing nothing illegal. I do this every day.
Yeah, what's your name again? So I can address you.
My name is Keith Ghost.
Okay.
I'm a resident here.
Yeah. You know what yes, you have the right to do what you need to do, but this is a clinic, which means it's private. So if they ask you to do something, you gotta listen to
No,
them.
no, no. Let's test that legally. If he can put his hands on me without probable cause,
Well-
anywhere in the continental United States.
No, this.
If he
no.
can put his hands on me, this is the issue. I answered his question.
Okay.
He didn't observe me doing anything but exercise.
Well,
where
they
he
have a
observed
problem.
where he observed me here.
I'll let you talk.
He didn't see me looking in any cars or doing something illegal. My point is this. He has no legal right, therefore, to put his hands on or impede my progress, let alone ID me for a suspicion. Let's test that it's going to get tested legal.
Well,
See, sir, this is a problem.
Nah, I don't want to, bruh. It don't,
You can't even, you're not even supposed to be
Bruh,
filming here.
bruh.
It's just like if I went to your house
Brother.
and you text me.
nah, this is, you
understand
don't know what you're talking about because
Don't tell
he's
me I don't know
claiming
what
you
I'm talking
don't.
about.
You don't know what
You're
you're talking
talking
about. He just claimed that this was private
It
property.
is private property.
Yeah.
You have to do what they ask you to do.
No,
Yes,
I
you
do
do.
not.
Yes, you
I
do.
have to legally.
I went to your
I'm
house.
legally required.
Okay.
You're required legally to obey the law.
You
can't use this
I
as a
understand.
gym.
Hey, look,
I understand what this is.
CPD's got a big lawsuit now. You're gonna pay
That
me.
we were looking through people's vehicles. So
That's
I'm
no
responding to the
reason.
call. I'm
That's
responding
no
to-
reason for you to put your hands on me.
You wouldn't.
And
You wouldn't stop and
you
talk to
gave
You
me
wouldn't
no
identify
legal
yourself as your own
reason.
Private property.
name a legal reason.
1090, sir.
You should have thought this out before escalating.
You can repeat your traffic. I'm on
Y'all got, get Garfield here. I'm staying here now. This is a police report, and you're liable.
We got a
This is a police report now. It's all on film.
He's on
Now, bruh, we're not going backwards from here. I'm sorry. Nothing personal against you.
Okay.
He should have never put his hands on me. I have a legal right to defend myself when you do it. Either that badge does not give you the right. It does not give you the right to put your hands on me.
I got a call that you're looking.
You questioned me about it. What did I say?
I have. a
What
right
did
to
I say?
identify You, too, when I'm
You don't
speaking
have
with
it.
you. You're on private property.
You don't have name the legal right that I have to identify. I committed no
What's your
crime,
reason of being here?
and I committed no crime. I told
What's your
you
reason of being
several
here?
times.
Exercising.
I'm here
right?
every day. Every day. I didn't have a problem until today. I've been doing this ever since the weather's been warm enough.
You're on clinic property.
That's your problem, and you got an even bigger problem, buddy, for putting your hands on me.
You
All
have.
right, let's see if this stands up in court.
You have no Cleveland Clinic business.
Let's see if this stands up in court. Continue to escalate it. I'm gonna wait till Garfield gets here. This is and I'm gonna file a police report. You got a lawsuit coming.
I'm making one anyway.
Absolutely. Let's see how it stands up legally. I know my rights.
Okay.
Apparently you don't. You can't just grab people up.
Sir.
You can't grab people up on a say-so. You didn't see me. You observed me for at least 45 seconds to a minute, doing what I was doing when you stopped me and questioned me, and I confirmed what you saw. CPD's got a big lawsuit now. You're gonna pay me.
That we were looking through people's vehicles. So
That's
I'm
no
responding to the
reason.
call. I'm
That's
responding
no
to-
reason for you to put your hands on me.
You wouldn't.
And
You wouldn't stop and
you
talk.
gave me
wouldn't
no
identify yourself
legal
as your own
reason.
Private property.
name a legal reason.
1090, sir.
You should have thought this out before escalating.
You can repeat your traffic. I'm on
Y'all got, get Garfield here. I'm staying here now. This is a police report, and you're liable.
We got a.
This is a police report now. It's all on film.
He's on
Now, bruh, we're not going backwards from here. I'm sorry. Nothing personal against you.
Okay.
He should have never put his hands on me. I have a legal right to defend myself when you do it. Either that badge does not give you the right. It does not give you the right to put your hands on me.
I got a call that you're
You questioned me about it. What did I say?
I have.
What did I say? You don't have it.
You're on private property.
You don't have name the legal right that I have to identify. I committed no
What's your reason
crime,
of being here?
and I committed no crime. I told
What's your
you
reason of being
several
here?
times.
Exercising.
I'm here
right?
every day. Every day. I didn't have a problem until today. I've been doing this ever since the weather's been warm enough.
You're on clinic property.
That's your problem, and you got an even bigger problem, buddy, for putting your hands on me.
You have
All right, let's see if this stands up in court.
You have no Cleveland Clinic business.
Let's see if this stands up in court. Continue to escalate it. I'm gonna wait till Garfield gets here. And I'm gonna file a police report. You got a lawsuit coming.
I'm making one anyway.
Absolutely. Let's see how it stands up legal. I know my rights.
Okay.
Apparently you don't. You can't just grab people up.
Sir.
You can't grab people up on a say so. You didn't see me. You observed me for at least 45 seconds to a minute, doing what I was doing when you stopped me and questioned me, and I confirmed what you saw.
In a word, no matter how cogent his logic and unruffled his explanation, they would not back down. They insisted that since they had had a report call, they were authorized to do as they pleased. The man did not budge. He declared that he had done nothing wrong, and they had no ground for what they were doing. At this point, one of the officers began to come around to the realization of how things had escalated. He offered to get in on the involvement of a supervisor. The man, still standing, agreed to this under protest, insisting that he wanted a formal report filed on the unjustified assault by the officer. As they spoke the words, however, it was clear that the officers weren't taking his complaints seriously. Even so, they continued to act as if they had committed no wrongdoing and were confident in their authority to protect them from any recompense that would come.
Great.
Says you don't know what you're talking about. I'm filing a
You
lawsuit.
cannot film.
No, I could do anything I want to do, man.
This is a
Yes,
private
I
property.
can.
You're not supposed to be filming here.
Stop me then.
Well, see, that's where you go wrong. You can't. If I went to your house and you asked me not
Stop.
to do
This
something,
is not my house.
Whatever.
We're outside
doesn't matter.
in the public.
If it's your property, then you got a right.
Whatever his name is, I'm filing a lawsuit for assault and battery. I got it on film, brother.
Okay.
What's your name?
Lou.
Lou.
Call me Lou.
Badge number
27.
and your last name, Lou.
It's young.
Young.
So I can only give you one or either or. I can give you all.
All right.
So these guys, they have the right to talk to you.
They don't have. He doesn't have a right to put his hands on me, bro. We were all right when we were talking.
I don't know what lead to that, but
I'll tell you
what
what.
lead to that? Why he?
I'll tell you what.
You know?
I can save you a lot of time.
Yeah.
I'm pressing charges. I want to file a police report.
For what?
He assaulted me. I got it on film.
How he assaulted you? That's
Absolutely.
what I'm asking you. How?
He grabbed my arm.
Yeah, they're allowed to do that because if you walk away from them,
bro,
if he's asked you,
bro, let's file the police.
Well, these guys have the right to file a criminal
All right.
trespass on you.
All
They
right.
can do that.
Well, they can do that.
Yeah, but
and
if
I'm suing. How about that?
if you
Let's
walk
see
away-
what stands up in court.
So if this guy,
Bro.
this officer asks you to leave and you don't leave, that's a crime because they're going to be criminal trespass.
He didn't ask me to leave. He didn't ask me to leave. You're making stuff up now.
I'm not. That's why
Bro,
I asked you.
do you have a supervisor here?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, let me file a report with your supervisor.
We're not filing a police report. There's no
Call your
crime.
supervisor.
If you want to, you can call
Call
the
your-
station.
Call your
Call
supervisor
the
here.
station. And talk.
Mr. Golston.
Call your supervisor here.
Here's how we're gonna do this. You just want him off the property? Yeah.
I was leaving the property.
This scenario epitomized the hazardous groupthink often, wherein a police officer feels their authority to be in peril. Rather than listening to the man and admitting that they had erred, they continued back each other for such unlawful acts. It was if each was more concerned about covering his brother's wrongs than seeing justice done, or knowing that the man had rights too. The man had no alternative but to seek legal redress. He kept insisting to the police officers that they were going to have their lawsuit when things were over. And at the end of this encounter, he was willing to press charges against the police officers. That was not the end, however. The unwillingness to listen from the officers, the automatic assumption of guilt because of race, and the unwillingness to admit any sort of wrongdoing points out really deep flaws in the system.
You got to make a report.
We're not making a report.
No,
Y'all can just go anywhere you want to.
we don't have to make a
We
report.
can't just make a report for it.
If you want to file,
We'll find out about that.
if you want to file a complaint, if you want to file,
Where's the supervisor for Cleveland Clinic Police
right now
Department?
it's me, but my supervisor's at home.
What is his name?
Marcus Grandpa.
Marcus Grandpa. Do you have a
My
number
sergeant.
for him?
That's my sergeant.
Sergeant Marcus Grandpa. Do you have a number for him?
You can call my dispatch and you can.
Who is here today besides you that I can make a report about this incident?
My partner, but
Let's get him here.
he's not a supervisor. He's right here. Go ahead.
What's your name, sir? We can talk now.
All right, what's going on, bro?
You heard what's
Yeah, I heard what's going on.
right.
All right. So do you want Marcus's number?
Now I want to get something legally on paper right now. This is all on film.
Do you want to write it down on a statement, or you may just write this down now? I'm gonna get your statements like that. Want me to go do that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. You come with me.
Now I have business on the property, right? No, I'm talking to him.
I don't know what's going on, man. So when he just grabbed you and stuff like that,
Absolutely.
that's crazy.
I stopped and I talked to him and I let him know exactly what I was doing.
Yeah, I probably not that happen now. I just wish.
We're gonna take it through the proper channels.
As the man calmly told one of the officers, "Let's see if this stands up in court." He was looking to fight back, but not only for himself, but for every person who has ever been unfairly targeted by those in positions of power. His words hung in the air as a reminder that even when authority figures try to silence or overpower someone, it is possible to seek justice. And while this affair ended with the police trying to sweep everything under the rug, it still remains a strong example of the level of accountability many still secretly hope one day will become the norm. Incidents like these happen far too often, but rarely get reported or publicized. This is not so unless one puts his foot down and knows his or her rights and is not intimidated. Then it shows all the cracks in the system. At the same time, the policeman may have been confident of their actions then, but the man's determination made sure they would not get away with this. Next, imagine you are sitting comfortably at home when someone starts knocking on the door. It happens to be the police, and they are asking whether a woman lives in your house. Isn't it quite strange? This is exactly what happened to this gentleman. A policeman knocked at his door and asked him if a particular woman was inside. He told them that she did not stay there, but the policeman disagreed and insisted on searching his house.
What can I do for you?
Looking for Alyssa Clark.
Not here, buddy.
She has four.
Well, she's not here. She doesn't live here. So.
Okay, she has 4 warrants in this
Well,
address.
I'm letting you know she doesn't live here, buddy. So
Why are you shaking?
I'm not shaking, buddy.
Are you
I just
nervous
got
because
up.
you're hiding
I just got up. You see, I just woke up.
Okay.
I just got up. Can you back up off my door a little bit, man? Give me 6 feet.
She
6 feet. 6 feet.
No.
6 feet. Okay, well, let me close my door then.
You're not closing the door.
Well, 6 feet, buddy. 6 feet. Hold
We're
on.
gonna go check to see if she's
No,
in
no,
here.
you're not coming in here.
This is her address.
No, this is not her address.
That's
She does not
listed
live
on
here.
the warrant.
She does not live here.
It doesn't matter.
Well, she doesn't live here.
Then you need
She
to...
doesn't live here. Back up, buddy. Give me 6 feet. She doesn't live here.
Okay.
She doesn't live here. She doesn't live here.
I heard you the first
Okay, well, God, you ain't getting it.
time. Okay.
She doesn't live here.
We're gonna make sure she's not here.
Do you have reasonable articles?
We have warrants for her arrest.
Well, she doesn't live here.
Okay. Well,
Where's
I
the
need you to
warrant?
get out of the way.
Where's the warrant for my house? There's no warrant for here.
No.
No,
There's
she
a
doesn't live here.
warrant with this
She doesn't
address
live here.
listed.
Well,
but we
she
do
doesn't
have
live
a
here.
warrant.
She doesn't live here. Where's the warrant at? Let me see the fucking warrant. If you don't have it, get the fuck off my property.
Don't be spitting at me.
I'm fighting with all my sisters, so I'm looking for her.
Hey, where's Alyssa at?
I'm fighting with her, so why
Is she in
She
here?
doesn't fucking live here. I told you that.
The man stood his ground and demanded that the police come up with a search warrant. As it happens, the officer only had an arrest warrant for the woman, and not a warrant to search the man's house. An arrest warrant for a person does not vest any authority in the police to search someone else's home. Insisting that she was not there, he went so far as to tell the cops that the woman was dead. An officer made a cutting remark that he'd heard him the first time, but persisted in hanging around on his porch. It is rather amazing how some officers can think that they can enter anybody's home just on a whim. The police were insistent, saying they could come inside because they had an arrest warrant for some other person. But he knew his rights and refused. He was being polite, but things were rapidly escalating. The situation became tense when the officers were at the door. It was also disregarded basic courtesy as they were giving him space too. The man kept saying, "Give me 6 feet of distance." And, at that time, a public health measure due to COVID-19, yet the cops disregarded his request, making the whole encounter even intimidating. That's where it got really dark. At some point, one of the officers made a move to reach for the man's son. And that made the father snap out and react violently to him. No human ever has rights to touch a child for whatever reason, and this understandably set the man off. He was standing firm in defending his home and his family against what clearly had become an escalation on the part of the police.
Back up on my house.
You want to hold the door?
No, there ain't no holding the door. There's no holding the door. I told you she doesn't live here. Where's the warrant?
I'm gonna go print it out.
Well, go
Give
print
me
it
a
out.
second.
Go print it out. And the warrant has to be for this house, this address, not a private warrant.
And we explained why we're.
And I explained that she's not here. So can you please move on?
He was going to get you a copy of this.
All right, name it, badge number.
Officer Ben Weideman, 820.
Oh, Ben. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're the rights violator, aren't you? Touching my son. Touching my son. You gonna do it again?
Okay.
You want to touch my son again? You want to touch my son again?
Oh my gosh. Kiran Kier. KK. Anyways, Alyssa. Yeah, Kiran. Alyssa Clark has 4 warrants. 1 being a felony, 3.
The police ultimately determined to arrest the male subject, though they came to the house in the first place to look for a woman named Alyssa. The cops were continually explaining in the back of the police car how Alyssa had multiple arrest warrants out on her. To that man, he didn't care, and rightly so, because once again, they had no search warrant on his home. They were on his property, and they violated his rights. When the man asked the officers why they were arresting him, they said it was for obstructing their investigation. Now, things get confusing. Obstruction is often viewed as a secondary charge. How can you arrest somebody for obstruction if he isn't interfering with your ability to lawfully perform your duties? Merely standing up for his rights, as he was doing, doesn't constitute obstruction.
I'm explaining you. This is her address you listed. She has multiple felony warrants. We're trying to locate her.
She's not here.
Okay. When was the last time you seen her?
I haven't seen her since she's been in the hospital.
At Fargo or?
Yeah, she was in Fargo. So that's the last time I know that my girl even talked to her.
Okay. And,
How long ago was that?
That was like 4 or 5 days ago.
okay. Okay. Well, if you hear from her, just let us know.
Hey, I don't like that guy.
Okay.
All right, you know what? He already violated my son's rights. I don't like that guy. I don't want him back over here.
Well, I'm just.
Well, I'm letting you know that.
Okay, and I know.
And I'm letting you know that that guy already violated my son's rights. 5-year-old's kid, searching him and stuff without no permission. He already did it. I don't like that guy. I don't want him back up here.
Okay.
So if you want to get anything out of me, talk to me, anything, don't let him come back up here.
Okay. So we'll just, that's all I'm saying. If you hear from her, you need to let her know she needs to contact the court.
And I don't take kindly to threats either.
Okay, that's why I'm talking to you, sir. I'm not trying.
Well, him.
Okay, I know, and I can't. Okay, this is me talking now, all right?
I got you, man.
Okay?
I
But
got
if you see talk.
Hey, excuse me, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be. That guy right there pisses me off.
We're getting.
We're just here for Alyssa.
That's
okay.
right.
Like you explained to you, she's got multiple felony warrants.
Okay.
And we can help facilitate her getting into jail so she can take care of what she's got pending.
Right.
I mean, that's what we're here for, brother. We're not here to turn everybody's lives upside down.
You need to back up, man.
Okay.
I'm talking to these
I'm not playing with you. I already talked to Lieutenant. He said to put your hand up.
Correct.
As they're arresting me for no reason.
Well, no, open the door.
She's still not opening the door.
That's fine. We have every right to go inside.
So break it down and see what happens. I'll sue you. I'll sue you. I'll sue you, man.
You want to give them a parachute?
No, Ash, don't open the door. I'll go out. Don't open the door. No, Ash, don't open the door.
Put him in the back of my car.
Well, I want to explain something. Alyssa has multiple felony warrants. This is the address she listed. I get it, and I get
I
what
can't
you
help
said.
she listed the address.
I know.
It's not her address.
I know, and I get that you're saying that she's not here. What's your name?
I'm done talking.
They continued to explain why they did what they did by mentioning that Alyssa had put this man's address down as hers. It was a case of friend of his wife, whom, while they had spoken 5 days before, she was not staying at their house nor anywhere on their property. The handcuffed man sitting in the police car suddenly became a worsening situation, as his wife would not let the cops inside. She was locked in the house with her child. They asked if they could come in, she recalls. I said no. That's not a decision I make without my husband. The whole scene had to be explained. Across the window, because her young son was scared.
Right now you are.
Okay, so
You want to swing your feet in?
hold on. Am I under arrest for what?
Obstruction.
Obstruction of what?
Because
I didn't do
we're
anything.
lawfully executing a warrant.
The search warrant is not for the house.
It's for a person.
It's not for the
with a
house.
listed
It's
address.
not for the house.
You know the laws, then you know
It's-
that we have every legal right to go in there.
But she doesn't live here, so you have no legal right.
You know how many times we've heard that?
She has no legal right. She doesn't live there.
Okay.
You have
this is
no
the address
legal right.
This is the address she listed.
Well, can't help what she has. She can list in the goddamn courthouse where you guys in
Let
the
me go
corner there.
talk to them.
See what I'm saying?
Let me go talk to them, okay? I'm gonna go talk to them, okay? Let me just talk to them for a minute. What did you find out?
I talked to LP,
Yeah.
and he said, in his mind, there's only one reason why they won't let you in.
Right.
So, other than there being difficulty, he said, do what you got to do. Try to talk your way in, but if you got to boot in the door, you got to boot in the door. Is what he said.
Hey Ben.
Oh my God, not that fucker.
It's up to you. Catch her another day.
Well, it's ridiculous because we have,
It's up to you. I'm gonna let you make the call. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm gonna take him to jail. This is crap.
Are you going in the residence to look?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello. Alyssa Clark has 4 warrants, 1 felony, 3 gross misdemeanor. The address on the warrants is listed at this address. KK Karan is a Kier. Chiron Kier, yeah. He's not allowing us in there, so I put him in handcuffs. And then Andrea is inside, and she won't let us in. She locked the door. So, you still there? Hello? Okay.
One of the officers tried to play the good cop and tell the young boy that they did not want to scare him. How weren't they going to scare him? They had arrested his father and were now pounding on the door, beating it open. The words that were coming from that policeman did not rhyme with the horror that was created from the action. Having determined that the wife was not going to open the door, one of the policemen decided to force his way in. He grasped a tool to open the lock, an attempt to enter the house. Fortunately, he was inept house with the tool and could not pick the lock. Meanwhile, the mother and her child could be heard crying in terror inside. It was clear that, despite the officer's outward calm, he savored the illusion of authority he had over the situation, being in no way correct, however.
I'm gonna sue you.
So you're not gonna let me in?
I'm letting you know I'm gonna sue you.
I'm trying to not break your door.
Okay, well, do it and I'll sue you.
She said she'll let just me in.
Do it and I'll sue you.
She said but she needs you to give permission.
Do it and I'll sue you.
Will you give her permission just
do
me?
it and I will sue you.
Just me, and I won't take the other guys in.
Do it and I will sue you.
Can you give her permission?
Do it and I will sue you.
Can you give her...
Hey, Ange, no permission!
You talk to him?
I agree. My boss is he gonna be arrested?
Yep. County attorney said take him to jail.
County attorney said take him to jail?
No.
Okay.
And apparently, county attorney said that he can go now.
Then I must have talked to the county attorney and they said to take KK to jail.
Hey, get here! Hey, I want to see you! I want to see you! Back here! I need to see you! Pick in the bar! Oh, let's take it over.
I'll go talk to KK. I'm gonna go talk to KK.
Let's go! I'll talk to him.
Yeah, I don't know. So, he's standing right by the door.
Yeah. I'm just taking obstruction.
The officer continued his attempt to get into the house but remained unsuccessful. Having failed to get in, he then made it appear as if he had decided to stop. Actually, he faked that he had taken a decision on his own, but it was highly visible that the lock was not opening for him. Then, they decided to take him under arrest for obstruction, while their actions did not have a slightest justification. So, he was sent to jail and spent 3 days there, because he stood for the rights of his family. All this was due to very feeble-minded reasons by the police to arrest him, and it all should have ended before it would rise to that level. Meanwhile, behind bars was the husband, and his wife and child were absolutely terrified in the home, still trying to deal with the traumatic encounter, while the police had overstepped their bounds desperately. One of those situations you hope the man got justice after the fact. There was no cause for them to break in, no reason to touch his child, and no legal right to arrest him for merely standing up for his rights. This whole tale is a perfect example of why there must be police accountability. The police can't be so sure they are above the law, and the kind of abuse of power it promotes to such extremes leads to trauma and civil rights violations. Those officers could have managed things differently, avoided escalating it, and left the man alone once they realized Alyssa was not present. Instead, they dug themselves in and into an avoidable situation. The hope is that following the release of this man from prison, he sued the police for their misbehavior, and that the officers involved were seriously dealt with. It is not enough that things have just slid down the drain. Misusing power, especially when it leads to unlawful arrest and trauma to a family, should always have repercussions. This is one such incident which proves how fast things can go wrong if the law enforcement crosses the line with, in the main, failure to communicate properly, ignoring the basic rights, and even letting their egos blur the judgment.